Eddie, firstly, your reaction to the news that broke last night.
Well, I just got home, nice bit of dinner, put the kids to bed, just settled down nice, just chilled Monday night, and then the phone started blowing up. Have you heard this? Have you heard this? And sometimes you hear speculation. Then Bob Arum calls me, then, all hell breaks loose, and, wanted obviously to speak to them, see the situation and see firstly what could be done, what was real, what wasn't real, where we stand. And yeah, it was a shock to the system. This negotiation's been going on for 3 or 4 months now. And we were always assured that this wouldn't be a problem. It was a very strange decision from the arbitrator, to say the least. But that's their business, that's their responsibility. And we can have to see now where they go with it.
What conversations have taken place with Team Fury since the news broke?
Just really with Bob Arum last night. I think he was in complete and utter shock. I mean, I've never really heard him speechless, but he's been very bullish throughout this whole process that, I know it's their business and we don't know too much about the contracts in the case, but this wouldn't be a problem. This wouldn't stand in the way of an Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight. And that's quite frustrating because, like I said, we've been working tirelessly to get this over the line. So he was, almost shell-shocked, I think. And then once he'd calmed down and done what he had to do, I think the move then was to speak to the other side and see if there's a resolution. Again, we can't control that. We can't be involved with that process. But as far as I understand it, Tyson Fury wants to fight Anthony Joshua. We have a deal to do so, August the 14th in Saudi Arabia. Spoke to our partners in Saudi Arabia. They weren't best pleased either. And I think the conversations are ongoing. But, from our point of view, we have to just get our side in order, make sure we have our own plans, and hopefully they can resolve the issue and we can move forward with the August 14th fight. But over to them. So
with all that being said, how optimistic are you that AJ Fury still goes ahead on August 14th?
I hope it does, because like I said, we've grafted away for 4 or 5 months to make this happen. We've got a fantastic deal in place for both fighters, for a legacy fight, for a huge amount of money. The Undisputed World Championship is what both guys wanted. So I hope, but hopeful. I don't know. As I said, everything that we were told from the get-go is this arbitration issue wouldn't be a problem. Obviously, it is a problem now, and we have to think on our feet. We have to act accordingly. But we still hope the fight can go ahead. But really, that's completely out of our hands.
How did AJ take the news?
It was okay. I mean, I guess he's been up and down during this process like we all have. And, the positivity from Team Fury this week and the acceptance by everybody that we have a deal was great for everyone. Everyone had started pretty much full training camp. AJ's been there a little bit. He's seen it. He's had disappointment. I mean, you look back to the Jarrell Miller fight, with that falling through 3 weeks before, with the Pulev fight, the first one falling through probably 10 days before. And he just said to me, listen, just go and do your work. He said, you're the man to take care of it. Over to you. I'll be in the gym. Let me know. And that was nice. It's nice to give that kind of responsibility. It got to about, 11:30 last night. And I just thought, do you know what? The phone's going off. I had a very nice sleep. I spoke to AJ this morning. And we go to work. Again, it's just another day of ups and downs. This is called the boxing business. Like I said, it can give you the highest highs. It can kick you right in the nuts on other occasions. But we're here, we're breathing. He's still the champion. We know what we want to do. We want to win the Undisputed Championship. We want to fight Tyson Fury. But really, if his hands are tied, we have to look elsewhere.
You've said all the way through this process that you haven't been focusing on a plan B. Does that change now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have been focusing on plan A. The only fight that we had our mind on was Tyson Fury. And we hope that fight can still take place on August 14th. The game changed last night where we have to have a plan B in place and probably a plan C as well. And we have a couple of different options. Of course, the one that springs to mind immediately is the WBO mandatory of Alexander Usyk. They've been quite patient, and I think really we're in a situation now where if Team Fury don't get themselves together, get their act together by the end of this week, we will have no option but to look for an alternative fight. AJ wants to fight this summer. Alexander Usyk is the mandatory. We have 2 or 3 other options as well, but it would be in an ideal world if the right deal could be done to maintain those belts and to keep the Fury fight alive for probably December, but for the Undisputed as well. So I had a very good conversation this morning with Alex Krasuk. You know, he's a partner of ours. We've worked very well on Alexander Usyk. And I just sort of said to him, I was just very honest. You know, I said, look, Team Fury are trying to resolve the issue. If they don't, there's a very good chance we could be fighting you. So if we're all sensible, let's move forward. Let's try and look at the options to get that locked in. Again, you know, we're in a situation where we just don't know how likely it is to get a full venue for August, you know, in the UK. That was one of the reasons that it was ruled out for the Fury fight, is we couldn't get the confirmation from Wembley and other venues that they would be allowed full capacity. But we moved forward with that, and you know, we continue those talks with Alex Krasuk this week. And like I said, Plan B and Plan C still now comes into effect, but we hope Plan A is, you know, evolves and can come into fruition.
I know it is the magic question, but when do you expect all this to be resolved and for you to know where we
I
stand?
think 2 weeks is a good answer I always give, but I think no is the answer to that. I think this week, you know, we can't wait around. We have a deal in place with Tyson Fury. We provided an unbelievable opportunity to him. You know, we were told by his team, Bob Arum, that, you know, the arbitration wouldn't be an issue. We could move forward with this fight. They were wrong, and that's on them. That's their responsibility. That's now their problem. We hope they can solve that problem. But we have to look after ourselves. We have to look after Anthony Joshua. We have to maintain the position of unified world champion, and those talks will continue. And we want to be in a position by the end of this week to know, are we fighting Tyson Fury, or are we moving forward with another option? So, exciting, disappointing, boxing, but let's see. Let's see if Team Fury can pull something positive out of the bag for their fighter. I think he'll be disappointed. I think he was told that, you know, he could move forward with an AJ fight. Everyone's happy, and, you know, we have to see what today brings. But for us, business as usual, move forward for the career of Anthony Joshua, make the right moves, and keep breathing.
Eddie.